Hello there guys, long time no see, and this is Panzer Dragoon for the Sega Saturn. I absolutely adored the Saturn back in the day, and I've decided to start getting back into it. So I was looking through my collection, and as it turns out, I've got around 60 games. So I'm probably going to start showing a few of them and trying to get a bit more interest into the channel. So this is the very first game in the series. It's an on-rail shooter. It's created by the now defunct Team Andromeda, and it's absolutely magnificent. I mean, I love high-end fantasy anyway, and this marries my love of shooters with like something totally different, which at the time you just didn't really get. I mean, there was a huge focus on obviously the PlayStation, but I've always loved Sega, and I was holding out for the Saturn, and it really didn't disappoint me. So let's take a look at the actual game. So as you can see, we've got rather grainy FMV, which is atypical all the time, unfortunately. Hopefully it shouldn't look too bad on the TV, because it upscales pretty well, but you know, it is what it is at the end of the day. It's still a big step up from the FMV you found on things like the Mega CD and that, but it's part of the nature of 3D graphics back then. I mean, one of the things that I love about the Panzer Dragoon series, particularly Saga, is the way that they're able to convey these amazing stories with so little narration, just by framing the actual cutscenes. I love it. Absolutely brilliant. So anyway, let's take a look at the actual game. And one of the other things which, for me, the Panzer Dragoon series is notable for is the music is beautiful, especially this first track, which is called Flight. So let's have a listen to it. So here we go. So basically, like I said, it's an on-rail shooter. You just basically, anything that comes along you shoot down. You can hold on to lock, and I think you can lock onto about four things at once, and then you release the fire button to fire off your lasers. Now, one of the things which is notable about Panzer Dragoon, which was carried on with the other games, is that by pressing the L and R buttons, you can take a look around you, so you've effectively got a 360-degree view of the area, and this makes the action a little bit more interesting compared to many other rail shooters at the time. And one nice thing you can do is if you press both buttons at once, you'll immediately move through 180 degrees. So as you can see, there's some really fantastical looking enemies in this. It's not just your dragon, which is an absolutely glorious creation. Now, I know that some of the artwork for the actual game was done by the French artist Mobius. I'm not sure whether that design carried over to the actual creatures, but I think you can see his influence throughout the game. And it's been a very long time since I've played this, so you have to excuse the fact that I'm not doing very well. I think the graphics still look pretty good. You do have this issue where some of the enemies can blend into the backgrounds, but I think that's more an issue of the graphics of the time as opposed to anything with regards to the actual game. I am doing really terrible though, so I'll have to apologise for my poor games playing skills. It has been quite a while since I've been on my Saturn. But like I said, there's just so much imagination packed into the game. Just really beautiful design. So again, I'm locking on there, taking out anything that gets in my way, and we're coming up to the first boss. Now, one thing I have noticed on this, and I don't remember it back in the day, but you don't actually seem to have any health. I mean, you obviously do, you can only take so many hits before you die, but you don't seem to have an energy bar, which is more than a little strange. So this is a huge, huge spaceship we're taking out at the moment. So let's shoot the hell out of it. Whoa. And again, you want to lock on with your lasers whenever you get a chance. I do like the bosses in this. They're packed with imagination, just like the rest of the game, but a lot of their attack patterns are actually pretty cool as well. And the fact that you're constantly manoeuvring around them ensures that you're always doing something. So again, you want to take these things down before they get a chance to reach you, and keep on firing away at the main ship. And he's nearly down. And there you go. Level finished. There was a lot of criticism from the Saturn back in the day because it had always been predominantly designed as a 2D machine, building on the success of the Mega Drive. And then the PlayStation came along, Sega saw what they were doing, and they apparently added a 3D chip late in the console's life. And you know, a lot of people basically said that the Saturn couldn't do 3D very well, but I would argue that you take a look at this Panzer Dragoon 2 and particularly Panzer Dragoon Saga to know that that really isn't the case. Again, this is highly reminiscent of Dune. That's what it reminds me of anyway. You've got these big, huge worms, strange looking flying manta ray type creatures. And again, as you can see, the yellow dots on the top right hand corner means that there's absolutely loads of stuff all around me. So let's take out as much of it as we can. There we go. Moving, staying still so that we can have full 360-degree shooting, as it were. I mean, this is the sort of game I'd love to see make a return, but I really can't see how that's going to happen. It's not exactly a huge franchise anymore, sadly. As you can see, it's a bit hard here to see the actual enemies against the backdrops. Luckily, you've got the yellow dots to at least give you an indication of where they are, but doesn't really ruin the enjoyment of the game. And I would say that some of it is down to my TV as well. Panzer Dragoon was followed by a sequel, Panzer Dragoon 2 Zwei, as well as Panzer Dragoon Saga, both on the Sega Saturn. And then we had Panzer Dragoon Mini for the Game Gear, and that was followed by Panzer Dragoon Auto, which I'm pretty sure was the last Panzer Dragoon game. That was on the Xbox. It was really, really good as well. And there was a game called Panzer Dragoon, which was done by a lot of the guys who worked on Panzer Dragoon, and that was for Kinect, but for some reason it doesn't seem to have actually come out over here, and it came out in Japan only. It was due out some while ago, so I'm not sure what's actually happened there. But that's pretty much, I guess, killed the hope of ever seeing another Panzer Dragoon game, which is a shame, because they really are enjoyable. One of the great things as well about this game, particularly the first two, is that you can pick them up on the Saturn for next to nothing. You can normally get them for around a £5, although Panzer Dragoon Saga does go for a lot more than that. So anyway, this is Panzer Dragoon for the Sega Saturn. I've been Darren Jones, the editor of Retro Gamer magazine, and I will be back with more videos very, very soon, guys. Take care.